Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we are visiting the Carlsberg Museum. The brewery was founded in 1847 and is now used as an interactive museum detailing the history of both the brewery and the family. We will also visit the stables as well as the cellars where beer tastings are held. Please join us on this tour. Thank you.
I'm just going to change the light to explain you why we're only going to have a small glass of beer, because we are in a brewery and we are in Denmark, so there's only one way I probably can't say.
I'm the founder of this brewery. What is a brewer? Once the simple answer, a man who makes beer, was enough. But there's a difference between a man who makes beer at home for himself and the man who brews thousands of barrels and bottles of beer for sale at home. There are some who think they can run their companies for profit alone. I believe that I have a duty to my nation. I must leave it better than I found it. Hundreds of people work for me. I have a duty to these men too. I must be a father to them. They must have pensions, for instance. But they have duties to the company in return. Everything we do in the making of our beer must be done according to our methods, because thousands of people drink our beer, and our beer must deliver the same pleasure every time they drink it. So we must work according to the strictest scientific principles and practices. No deviations, no shortcuts, and we must constantly seek to innovate and improve. Very good is not good enough. I seek perfection. Now you may say to me, Jacobs and Co., let us be sensible. After all, this is the real world. Perfection is impossible. And I will answer, probably, and continue to pursue it. Good day to you.
How do you do? Never satisfied with his beer, and never satisfied, naturally enough, with his son. I too could always be better. When I was a boy, he gave me this gold watch. But he told me I could only wear it in public if my grades at school improved significantly. I understood. I couldn't rest upon his laurels. I worked harder at school. I was allowed the gold watch. But of course, there's always something else to be better at. Learn French, he said. Learn German. Speak English better. Visit English breweries, Bavarian breweries. Learn their methods. Learn this, do that, be better. And we exchanged long letters on my travels. Letters about nothing but beer. Letters so full of the deep mysteries of brewing that to most other people on earth they would have seemed to be written in some sort of crazy code. There came a day when I will wager that no one knew more about brewing beer than my papa and I. I traveled all over Europe. Rome, London, Berlin, and Edinburgh, where I met my wife-to-be. But, as well as brewing, I learned about beauty. Because when I went to Paris to visit breweries, I also explored the city. I saw great art, elegant architecture, and gardens with beautiful sculptures everyone could enjoy. I took notes everywhere I went. Such beautiful things I saw that were part of everyday life here, but not back home. What use is beauty to a brewer, you might ask? What use is culture? Well, what is life without it? I let myself be inspired by the world. I used an ancient symbol of good fortune on the labels of my beer. I became a friend to artists. I bought their work. I brought it back to Copenhagen. I brought it home. Carl Jacobsen is curious, they said. And so I am. If loving art and passion is art, then I am certainly very curious indeed. My motto, Semper Ardens, always ardent, always passionate, always burning.
And something to society. We were all involved in many different projects to improve life here. Upgrading the water supply, transforming Frederiksborg Castle into a museum of national history after it had burned down. But none of these projects were closer to my heart than bettering the lives of women in our city. Nurses, seamstresses, unmarried women. I established grants to improve their lives, to give them education and independence.
Carl and I, with Laura's support, created the group to take for very similar reasons. We wanted the people of Copenhagen, whoever they were, to come and see all of the artworks we collected. Some old, some new, all of the highest quality. We wanted to bring joy and beauty into everyday life. Great beer is not our only legacy. You can see our work all around Copenhagen today. Improve and make it better. That's our family legacy.
The challenges with Carlsberg today. Came my life's work. My father was a brewer too, in a small way. Together we attended the lectures of the great Danish scientist H.C. Ørsted. From him, I learned the power of science and understood it was the key to improving our beer making. Here is the young me, creating my first experiments in my mother's washtub. In Denmark, we must make the traditional white ales. I wanted to recreate the wonderful, clean, crisp taste of something I found in Bavaria. They called it lager. I thought we Danes would delight in this new beer. And I was right. I seized the opportunity to take my dream further when I moved my brewery to Valby in 1847.
We named it and the beer after our only son, Carl.
You might think then that I should be so proud of this building that any damage to it would distress me. And when fire destroyed it 20 years later, it was indeed a terrible blow. I took part in fighting the fire myself. But almost immediately afterwards, I found myself energized, planning a new one. Because this crisis was an opportunity in disguise. The new brewery was state-of-the-art. It incorporated all the latest technology, using advances in cooling equipment to make even better beer. Science was central to all our endeavors. We formed the Carlsberg Research Laboratory in 1875 and made much of its work freely available, particularly our discoveries in the production of pure yeasts. And all this time, of course, I was bringing on our part to become a brewer too.
And you kept his nose to the grindstone, didn't you?
I built a brewery to rent to him, for him.
But he surprised you.
He wished to brew his beer his way.
Elsewhere, on one of the research trips you sent me on, a perfectly decent way to brew a beer.
You knew I didn't agree with it. And then you wanted to call your beer. What was I supposed to do?
I don't think you were supposed to take me to court, but you did. Your own son.
I thought you were trying to steal from me. And not just the name of my beer, but my reputation. Everything I'd worked for.
How could you have thought that? You were the person I aspired to be, as a father, as a brewer, in everything I did. And then the court found in my favor.
Yes, quite right. So they did.
Papa, I think you forgot we're a family.
Yes. I thought we'd never speak again. Exactly how long was it we did not see or speak to each other? 4 years?
I was being stubborn.
No contact between us. It was not cold and formal. How I missed you. Your lovely wife. Your lovely children. And then one morning, your daughter Theodora knocks at our door with flowers from your garden. On Easter morning. It was like being brought back to life. I was a father again. A grandfather.
I had to send her, Papa. We aren't getting any younger. The children missed you. So did I.
My papa died in April 1887 while I held his hand. We'd been on a trip to Rome. My wife and I, my papa and mama. We shared wonderful days. It was as though there had never been any argument between us. Carlsberg went on with their beer, and I went on with mine. We brewed wonderful beers, that you would have disapproved of.
You are, after all, different men.
I was delighted when our beer won the Grand Prix at the Paris Expo in 1889. It gave us a seal of approval that everyone in Europe heard about. I knew we must reach out to people across the world if we were to have a future, to share our vision and our beer.
But we still pursued our other passions, like art.
And when we founded the Glyptotek and opened it to the public, we wanted people to speak of beer and beauty
And excellence.
in the same breath. At last there came a day when our two companies were reunited, both now owned by the Carlsberg Foundation Papa had founded. We went forward, with myself at the head of one company that united science and art. With, of course, a beautifully designed new label. He was a man of science.
And you are a man of art. But you are both brewers, and you are both simpler artists.
Always burning. Always.
Guys, can you open one by one for me? I'll do it.
Det går om den gang, den er meget sjov, når de lægger mærke til, så kan man altså ikke være med at lugte. Det må jeg lige udvalge for dig, men vi har lige humlet fra Australien. Så er man altså ude i kiwi, mango, passionsfrugt, så er man altså ude nede i farmlandene. Farver på frugten, den er næsten sød på en måde, så ja, mange forskellige kombinationer af den samme opgave. Hvis man har lyst til Men altså det mest ironiske, det er jo nok, at det er faktisk den her, der sælger bedst i virkeligheden. Det er jo pilsner. Kongen af alle øl. Ja, man kan jo ikke noget. Det er ølværd fuldstændig på, ikke? Men altså det kan man også få lyst til. Der er der rigtig meget stivelse, og det er stivelsen, der omdannes til glucose og maltose, altså de her sukkerarter, der ikke sådan skal gære sig på. Så det er jo det her, det kan bare en lille bit smule, bare et par procent, og så er den altså kulsort. Der skal ikke mere til. Det er sådan en smag, der giver bryst. Ja, også det, selvfølgelig. Så er der måske nogle øl, man siger, at det er ikke jo, man kan ikke gå smart, måske, og ryste under solen, så der er andre, hvor man måske er inde for på et værtshus eller på et bro, ikke? Og jamen, det er altså det. Der er jo en øl til alle forskellige muligheder. Jamen, det er det med sådan en bord, det er måske bedre, hvis det er et godt herhjemme. Krydderbord.
So if like us, you're thirsty.
For knowledge or adventure, then this Carlsberg is for you.
If you're burning with questions,
If you're brimming with stories to tell.
In this Carlsberg, a welcomer, a leveler,
Here is not the man. Here is humble.
a great connector, a steady companion.
and if we ever sought perfection,
We sought it, we seek it for this.
The moment.
what truly makes Carlsberg the best beer in the world?
Probably.
Velkommen til 1890'erne, og velkommen i laboratoriet. Det er her, vi konstant kontrollerer ølets kvalitet. Nå, men nu skal der altså tages videre. Smil til flod.
We are now leaving the museum to join in with a beer tasting in the old brewery cellars.
Og jeg synes, det er det.
Ja, okay.
Two more over here, and you have 3 here as well, and then 2 more over here. Again, when you pour in the beer, and we don't actually need to put it up to the light to see that this is complete.
løbe, Vilde? Skal du løbe?
And that is all for today, bringing our brewery tour to a close. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.